What if the most chaotic family sitcom of the 2000s didn't end at all? What if it simply grew up? Almost 20 years after we last saw them, the world of Malcolm in the Middle, Life Still Unfair, pulls us right back into the storm. And from the very first scene, one thing becomes clear. Nothing has changed, and everything has changed. We open on Malcolm, played once again by Frankie Muniz. But this is not the awkward genius kid we remember. This is Malcolm grown up, worn down, and trying desperately to control a life that never really listens to him. He is now an adult, a successful man, a father. He runs a charity focused on solving real-world problems. On paper, he has won at life, but Malcolm doesn't feel like a winner. Because the truth is simple. He is still the same boy, living in the same chaos, just with bigger consequences. And then we meet her, his daughter, Leah, played by Keely Karsten, and something is immediately wrong. Because Leah is not just smart, she is too smart, too aware, too observant, too much like Malcolm. She sees patterns, she reads people, she predicts pain before it arrives, just like her father once did. But there is one difference. Malcolm learned how to shut it off. Leah never did. And that is where everything begins to break. Because Malcolm has been hiding something for years. A secret so big it could destroy the fragile peace he has built. He has cut off his family completely. No contact, no visits, no explanations, especially not with his mother and father. Jane Kaczmarek as Lois, Bryan Cranston as Hal, and they are about to celebrate something huge, their 40th wedding anniversary, a moment that should bring the family together, but instead it becomes the spark that ignites everything, because Malcolm is being pulled back in, whether he wants it or not. And what he doesn't realize is this. The family he ran away from has not been waiting quietly. They have been changing, and not always for the better. The anniversary planning begins, and immediately, chaos returns. Lois is in full control mode, still sharp, still intense, still running the family like a battlefield. Hal is Hal. Loving, emotional, unpredictable, a man who expresses affection like it is a performance. And Malcolm, he is trying to stay away. But that is impossible, because every decision he makes pulls him closer to the family he tried to erase. And then the cracks begin to show. We see Reese, Justin Burfield, still chaotic, still reckless, but now oddly stable in his own destructive way. We see Francis, Christopher Masterson, trying to act like an adult, trying to pretend the past didn't shape him, but it did. And then there's Kelly, Vaughn Murray, the youngest sibling, sharp, observant, unfiltered, a new kind of chaos shaped by a new generation. But the real turning point comes when Malcolm makes a decision. He hides Leah from his family, completely. He believes it is protection for her and for himself. But secrets in this family never stay buried, because Leah is getting closer to discovering the truth. And when she does, everything Malcolm built begins to collapse. Meanwhile, something strange happens with Hal. He starts feeling the weight of time. His children are grown, his house is quieter, and for the first time, Hal realizes he might not be needed anymore, and that thought terrifies him. But instead of slowing down, Hal does what Hal always does. He doubles the chaos. And what he does next becomes one of the most unpredictable moments of the entire series, because Hal decides to express his love in the most absurd way possible. A public, emotional, completely unhinged performance that leaves everyone stunned. And that is when you realize this family is not healing, it is escalating. The closer the anniversary gets, the worse everything becomes. Malcolm's secret is slipping. Leah is asking questions, and the family is slowly converging like a storm system that cannot be stopped. Then it happens. The truth comes out. Not all at once, but piece by piece. And when it lands, it hits like a punch. Leah learns she has been hidden from the most important people in Malcolm's life. Hal and Lois discover Malcolm has erased them from his world, and Malcolm is forced to face the one thing he has avoided his entire adult life. He did not escape his family. He just postponed the explosion, and now it is happening. But what makes this worse is that everyone is right. Malcolm is right to be afraid of them, they are right to feel betrayed, and Leah is right to feel like she never had a choice. No one is fully innocent, and no one is fully guilty, just like always. The family confrontation begins building toward the anniversary party, a gathering meant to celebrate love that is slowly turning into emotional warfare. And in the middle of it all, Hal begins to break in a different way. Not with anger, not with chaos, but with identity. Because without constant family chaos, Hal doesn't know who he is anymore. And that realization leads him into a surreal spiral, a moment where comedy and emotional truth collide, a breakdown disguised as laughter, and it becomes clear. The real story was never Malcolm's control. It was Hal's fear of being unnecessary. The 40th anniversary finally arrives, and everything explodes. Families collide, secrets surface, old wounds reopen, and nothing goes according to plan. Lois tries to hold everything together, but even she cannot control the storm anymore. Because this time, it is not just dysfunction, it is history. Every argument carries 20 years of silence. Every joke hides resentment. Every smile hides pain. And then Malcolm stands face to face with his family, and for the first time, he cannot outthink it. He cannot escape it. He has to live inside it. Leah confronts him. Hal breaks down in his own chaotic emotional way, and Lois finally shows something deeper than control. Love. Not soft love, not easy love, but the kind of love that survives damage. And that is when Malcolm realizes something important. He was never protecting himself from his family. He was protecting himself from becoming them, but he already did, just in a different way. The truth doesn't fix everything, but it changes everything. Malcolm stops running. Leah stops hiding, and for the first time in years, the family actually listens to each other. Not perfectly, not cleanly, but honestly. And in that honesty, something shifts. Not closure, not resolution, but understanding, the kind this family has always struggled to reach. As the anniversary collapses into full chaos one final time, we are left with a simple truth. This family will never be normal, but they might finally be real with each other. Malcolm in the Middle, Life's Still Unfair, is not about fixing the past. It is about surviving it and realizing that growing up does not erase chaos. It just teaches you how to live inside it. If you watched the original series, this revival doesn't just bring nostalgia, it brings reflection. Because now, Malcolm's story isn't just about him, it is about all of us who grew up watching him. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to like, subscribe, and comment below. Which character changed the most for you? Malcolm, Hal, or Lois? And remember, life may still be unfair, but that's what makes it interesting.